When you think of Silicon Valley, you probably think of a bunch of rich tech nerds that all work for Apple, and they probably go to sleep with their Apple Vision Pros on. So when a guy like Doug Evans, who only eats raw fruits and vegetables,
there's juice in my veins,
wears hemp shoes and has no experience in the tech industry, decides to shoot a shot in Silicon Valley, you'd think all the odds would be stacked against him. Especially when that tech startup is an over-engineered Wi-Fi connected juice box that costs $700.
Just get Juicero.
Juicero, what does that word?
But investors loved it. Although that's not saying much considering investors also loved Theranos, and we all know how that ended up. Doug came up with the idea for Juicero in 2013 after coming to this incredible realization that
humans need more servings of fruits and vegetables.
He would adopt a raw vegan diet, invest into a raw pressed juice store in New York City, and 12 prototypes, and 1,200 days later, the $700 juicer was born. With $120 million in investments from Google and venture capitalists, Juicero was launched as
the first countertop cold-pressed juicing system.
It was a state-of-the-art machine, and according to Doug, it pressed juice with enough force to lift 2 Teslas. It was Wi-Fi connected, had a QR code scanner, and even came with its own app. It really had
everything.
I know it sounds dumb, but that was probably the only smart thing that Doug did, and we'll find out why soon. You see, Juicero was designed to not allow you to make juice from your own fruits and vegetables at all. Instead, you could only make juice from Juicero's special juice packets that already contained all the raw fruits and vegetables you would need. And these little packets did not come cheap, with each packet costing between $5 and $8, and with a shelf life of just 8 days. But here's where Doug actually put his brain to good use. Each packet would have its own QR code that you would have to scan prior to making your juice, and this was good for a couple reasons. First off, the QR code would contain the expiry date, and the Juicero would actually not work at all if the packet was expired. This also made it easy in case there was ever a health concern with any batch of packets, as it could easily notify whoever had that batch before they got consumed. Even better, this would mean if any other manufacturer tried to create a similar packet to Juicero, simply it just would not work because of the QR code technology. Something here I'd wish they would have thought of before losing millions of dollars to knock off K-Cups. But as Doug would soon find out, he didn't quite think of everything. And instead of just losing a couple $1 million, he would lose his entire company.
I think the best advice was really plan as best as you can.
If you guys like these type of videos, be like Doug and subscribe to the channel, and throw your boy a like, because sometimes these videos take weeks to produce and it really helps the channel out a lot. So as soon as Juicero was launched, it was met with tons of criticism, but why?
Because they really don't understand.
And I mean, it really wasn't hard to find stuff to criticize about. I mean, first of all, it cost $700, and as we'll soon find out, it's probably because it cost so much money to make one of these over-engineered juice boxes. Not to mention, oh, your Wi-Fi went down?
No more Juicero.
Did your Juicero packet expire 30 seconds ago?
No more Juicero.
Do you want to juice your own fruits and vegetables? Well, guess what?
No more Juicero.
Juicero was in their first year of business, and they were already on track to go bankrupt.
Certain dreams I had were shattered.
Probably because when you look under the actually really high quality plastic case, you see this. This thing is like a full-on robot. It's got a camera, LED lights, and a whole ass processor just to make a glass of juice.
The easiest, freshest, most delicious way to get juice.
Doug, what was going through your head when you thought your juicer needed enough force to pick up 2 Teslas?
No clue.
Well, unfortunately for Doug, we wouldn't get the answer to that question, as a man named Jeff Dunn would take over his position of CEO.
I'm done.
And the first thing on his list was dropping the price from $700 to just $400. Something that wasn't supposed to happen for the next 12 to 18 months. The juicer was now more affordable, but since Doug managed to burn through that $120 million already, they were completely broke.
Really plan as best as you can.
Luckily, they somehow managed to secure a $55 million investment, and things were finally looking up. But this investment really couldn't have came at a worse time, because shortly after, Bloomberg would release this 60-second video that would ultimately cause the death of Juicero. Wait a second, so you're telling me this whole time people could have just been juicing their packets by hand? Guess you didn't think that one through, did you, Dougie?
Just expect things not to go as planned.
This video would go viral with millions of views, with comments like, uh-oh, Juicero buyers got scammed. The fact that they made the juicing process slow so it looked like it's actually doing something is genius. I'm still amazed at how a single video can kill all the momentum of a single product instantly. It's safe to say whoever spent their last month's paycheck on a Juicero was not a happy camper. At this point, Juicero was a lost cause, but in a last-ditch effort to convince customers otherwise, they pleaded that the juicer was still indeed very necessary. It was needed in order to make sure the packets you were consuming weren't accidentally exposed to like some flesh-eating virus or something. And what about the balanced blend of nutrition and flavor that could only come when making it with the Juicero machine? And no surprise, the customers didn't care and they just wanted their money back. Juicero promised everyone who had purchased the machine would be reimbursed, and at this point Juicero was losing around $4 million a month. It wasn't long until Juicero would eventually shut down in September 2017.
No more Juicero.
But this wouldn't be the end of the road for the founder, Doug Evans, and wait till you hear what kind of weird shit this guy got into this time. After Juicero's massive failure, Doug would find himself partaking in a 10-day raw water cleanse that he claimed changed his life. Raw water became his next true love and Doug became obsessed with it. Doug and his buddies would go out at night and sneak into properties trying to find these freshwater springs in order to collect enough water to be able to bring 50 gallons of it to Burning Man.
I was wondering like what kind of water I was going to drink at Burning Man, and Voucher's like, no, I got 50 gallons of Mount Shasta spring water.
And for those people like me who don't know what raw water is, it's basically just untreated water that hasn't been filtered or cleaned at all. But the controversies can't stay away from Doug, as doctors are now warning people that this new trend is highly dangerous and could result in getting sick or even death. This venture seemed to bring back some bad memories for Doug, as if we take a look at what he's up to today, it seems that his new love is now sprouts.
Growing alfalfa sprouts, broccoli sprouts, and lentils in one little area in my kitchen.
Doug is appearing on podcasts, making videos on Instagram to his 188,000 followers, and even wrote his own book titled The Sprout Book, Tap into the Power of the Planet's Most Nutritious Food. I'm not sure what's next for Doug, but I'm sure he's got something else up his sleeve. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button as it really helps support the channel, and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos in the future. Until then, YouTube thinks you might like this video, so check it out.